Okay, hi everybody, how we doing? Hey up Robbie, hey up Michael, lovely to see you all. Hey up everybody, hope you're all safe and well. Sorry about that, I messed the audio up. Oh dear, the audio's overloading a bit. There we go. And I need to change that. Okay, hi everybody, how we doing? Hey up Robbie, hey up Michael, lovely to... Yeah, that's all working well. Let me just drag this slider down just in case. I don't think there will be any sort of background audio, but just in case there is, and I'll just lock it and lock it. So how are we doing everybody? Lovely to see you all. Hope you're all safe and well. Sorry, I'm just going to check the audio again now. Yeah, that's all good. Hey up back, lovely to see you. So tonight's stream really is kind of threefold. So it's how to secure your Linux Mint, and I've been testing this now for over a week and finding out what's good and what's hot and what's not. Oh, bless you, Beck. Thank you. Right back at you. And then it's having a look at VirtualBox, and I've been feverishly installing and setting up all my versions of WinBoat from XP right the way up to 11. And then last but not least, I want to look at a new solution which a lot of people are touting as the ultimate solution for people who want to use Linux but have Windows only apps that will only run on Windows. And I'd like to try and explain to you guys and girls my findings and my thoughts on it. It's being touted as the ultimate solution, blah blah blah, and it ain't. But anyway, right, so as we go through, if any of you have any questions or a skip over anything, please feel free. This has been tested over the last 2 weeks, day in, day out. So I know everything's sound and solid. So Linux Mint, this is XFCE, but the flavour itself doesn't really matter. Whether you're using Cinnamon Mate or XFCE is irrelevant. So the whole point of doing this is super stable, super secure, daily computer use. So you install your Linux Mint, what do you need to do? Well, the first thing after installing is run all your updates. Once your system is bang up to date and everything's all set up, before you install any other software, should you need any video drivers like I have, such as nVidia, install them, reboot your PC, and you should now be at a stage where your Linux Mint is fully updated with the correct video drivers set to the correct screen resolution. Now at this point, all the stuff I'm going to show you, you do at your own risk. This is what I'm currently running and I have been running for the last 2 weeks, and it works really so well. It's very quick, very solid, very stable and very secure. However, there's some things that I've tested and tried that aren't suitable. So as I say, these are just my recommendations. You do them or don't do them, it's your choice. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is, once you've got your system all up and running, go to your update manager. This is a cracking bit of kit that's inbuilt. It's very simple, it's a little bit dull, a little bit boring, and it does exactly what it says on the tin, which is what your ordinary user wants and needs. Click on your view menu and go to Linux kernels and you'll get a warning. Proceed with caution. Click OK, and here it will show you all the available kernels. Now, I was running the 6.14.37 kernel, which is supported until February 2026. I have currently, now I've added another drive, 4 drives. I have the main drive, a 1TB HDD, a 1TB SSD, and a 120 gigabyte SSD. And what was happening was when I clicked on something, it was, the best way I can describe it was sticky. It was hesitant. It wasn't enough to spoil the computing experience, but it wasn't instant or what I expected either. So you'll see I click on something and it happens. Okay, so what I decided to do was to click on the 6.8 kernel, and you'll see the 6.890 kernel is supported until April of 2029. So it's the long-term, very tested, very trusted, very reliable kernel. So I went ahead and installed that, rebooted the PC with that kernel, went back to 6.14 and uninstalled the 6.14 kernel. So the only kernel that I've got installed on the system is the 6.890. Now, if you already have a system up and running, before you change your kernels, you should use something like Time Shift to create a snapshot of your system before you do anything. So if anything goes wrong, you can instantly roll back and it's no big deal. Hey up, Craig, lovely to see you. So that was the first thing that I did, and in doing that it removed completely the stickiness. And I don't know why. I thought it was because I was trying to load the drives up at boot, and that was making it a little bit sticky, and nothing to do with that. It was purely down to the kernel. So as you can see, I am now on the 6.8.90 generic kernel, which is supported with updates and security updates until 2029. Fantastic. Don't need to bother with anything else. There may well be minor updates come down to this kernel, but by and large the kernel's not going to change. So that was the first thing that I did. Okay, the next thing that I did was activate my firewall. So to do that, just type in the terminal sudo ufw enable. Press enter, put your password in, and that's it. Your firewall is active, which basically it lets everything out and blocks. Oh, and Sable. Great. Oh God, I hate my buddy. I really do. Press enter and then put your system password, and it will say firewall is active and enabled on system startup. And what that will do is block all incoming traffic but allow outgoing traffic. So now, by doing this, you've added an extra layer of security into your computer. Now, is it immune from attack or is it hacker proof? No, but each extra layer of security that you add onto your system, providing it doesn't have a massive impact on the speed or operation of your system, is another layer which will deter hackers. If a PC is wide open, okay, let's have a go at this guy's PC. Okay, we've now made the firewall active. They try and sniff out and look for open ports. Nothing. Fuck it. Move on to the next one. Are you with me? It's just extra added layers of security, which nothing's going to stop a determined hacker with the sole object of getting into your PC. However, by adding extra layers, you stop and deter the wanton random boy in the bedroom type hacker who's got nothing else better to do with his time. So that was the second thing I did. So the last bit of the security, and this could be a bit controversial, is I added Proton VPN. And the reason I like to use Proton is twofold. A, because it's tried and tested, and B, because I'm a cheap bastard and it's free. Now, it's also readily available for your Linux Mint, both in terms of an app and a tray applet. So, as you can see, there are paid versions which are no doubt much better than the free version, but it is available on Linux. Just download the dev file, run it and install it via your software center, and away you go. I won't activate it now because I'm in the middle of a stream, but needless to say, once it's installed, if you click on its icon, and again these are all very Windows-esque experiences, this little window will pop up. Mine's the free one, and these are all the different servers that I've got, and as you can see, as a free cheap bastard, I've got a really nice selection from around the world, and all you've got to do is click on connect, go to what's my IP, and it will tell you that you are located in the country that you've selected, which is, you know, great for general internet use, online banking, online shopping, watching all your media channels, streaming. Absolutely brilliant. What the Proton Free VPN isn't good for is if you're a gamer streamer doing live streams, because I think you would need to go to the paid one, which gives you much extra bandwidth. What tends to happen is if you use it, it can cause your stream to buffer a lot and become very jerky. So Proton VPN is ideal for everything except live streaming. That's what I've discovered. That's my experience. Now, if your experience is a little bit different, then please let me know underneath the video or in the comments. But okay, so now we've installed our Linux Mint. We've rolled it back to the super stable, super reliable 6.8 kernel. We've activated our firewall, and we've installed, configured, and are using Proton VPN. That's various different layers of security added onto your computer, which the ordinary computer user should be more than happy enough doing, and it will probably keep you, I don't know what, say 99% safe on the internet, even if you click an accidental dodgy link. Because you're on Linux, not the WinBoat, there's another layer by default of security. So very quick, very secure, very fast, very Windows-esque, very noob friendly. So that is how I have set up and secured my Linux Mint PC, and over the last couple of weeks using that setup, it's been absolutely fantastic. I've not got a single complaint. The only complaint I've got is that Proton VPN is really not good enough for live streaming and gaming and whatever. So if you're doing your online banking, if you want to connect and watch Hulu in the States or something like that, then, you know, Proton VPN is absolutely fine. Okay, so once I'd done that, I then got to thinking, well, wouldn't it be nice for support purposes if I had all of Microsoft Windows on the PC? Excuse me. Obviously, I'm not going to install Microsoft Windows anywhere near my beloved Linux Mint. So what I decided to do was install a separate SSD called VB and install my virtual boxes to there. So I bought Oracle VirtualBox down, as you can see. Ignore the first three. And I've installed everything from Microsoft Windows XP to the latest iteration of Windows 11. Now, I have changed the resolution back to 1280 720 because this is a 720p card, and I've not tested it. So look, if it goes a little bit tits up, then then that's why. Well, that was a slightly different take on Windows XP startup sound, I have to say. But it's running off SSD. It's in the VirtualBox, and it all seems to be fantastic. Now, I've done absolutely nothing with these operating systems other than install them. I've not configured them, I've not updated them, set them up. I just wanted them all installed just in case I ever have to help somebody out with a Microsoft Windows system. Then it's instantly available on my PC. I also have the ability to instantly clone and back up these virtual boxes. So again, should anything go wrong, it's absolutely tickety-boo. Okay, so let's have a look at Windows 11, which it might, as I say, it might be a little bit sticky because I've changed the resolution, but there's a very good reason for me showing you this. So Microsoft Windows 11, the update process has indeed started. Now, this is running on my 6-core 12 thread. I do have 32 gigs of DDR4 Ram installed for sure, and that is why I'm able to run all these operating systems, so freely. Okay, so if we just let it settle a minute and we go into settings, you'll see that the update shenanigans has started. Okay, let's check. I'm sure there's no more updates available. I have got as soon as the updates. So now there's a good reason for me showing you this, because every time I seem to click this magic button, there's an update. Just saying. There we go. Now we've got another security intelligence update. Oh my god. If I just go to System and go to About, it should tell us. Yep, so it's called Mint VirtualBox. We've got 8 gig of RAM. I've given a quad core, 4 of the 6 cores on the processor, so that it doesn't run like an absolute dog. It's not activated. But the one thing it doesn't tell us, so it's the latest Windows 25 H2 build. Okay, and this seems to have updates almost on a daily basis. Now, this is the one with all the pop-up adverts, and the only thing I have noticed which is missing, and I don't know if this is a VirtualBox thing, is Copilot is not here. Oh, I beg your pardon, it is. I thought it'd be pinned on the taskbar, but it's not. There it is. Can we pin it to the... Oh, it just say unpin from the taskbar. So maybe it was pinned. And of course, Copilot is Microsoft's window into the world of AI, and this has already been getting the police in the UK into trouble because they're trying to serve up Copilot AI as the reason something went wrong. Yeah, you and I know it's a load of crap, but IT has always been a fantastic vehicle for blame. So far, hey up Cody, so far so good. No questions in the chat. Okay, so my virtual boxing went really smooth, no hitches, and literally straight from A to B. Piece of cake. I then downloaded all of the different ISOs, activated them, entered keys where necessary, and away you go. Now, just one other thing I want to talk to you about before we move on. Mini OS, if none of you have tried it, fantastic. Now, the reason it's fantastic, it's a Debian based Linux system from Mother Russia. But you have the option at boot to run from RAM. And it's very puppy Linux-ish, but in the modern world. So if any of you have got a really old laptop or a really old PC, and as I say, it's built and based off of Debian, it's really quick, it comes with absolutely bugger all. It does also give you the option to use ZRAM at boot rather than a swap file, which again is a compressed file ran straight into RAM. And there you go. I mean, she's absolutely delightful. I think that's just desktop settings. Yeah, it is. Hang on a second, because I have all applications. There we go. Then go to display. I need to just change. Oh no, it's 1280 800. Wants to be 1280 by 720, but I bet 1280 720 is not available. Oh, it is. There we go. And let's just apply that. Keep this configuration, yes please. It was on 1920 1080. So there you go. Mini OS, as you can see, it comes from Mother Russia. It's very, very lightweight. Runs from straight from RAM, just like Puppy Linux used to. It is fully featured. It's tiny inside. It's about 800 meg to download, and it comes with absolutely I mean, you do get a few bits in there, but by and large, you get absolutely feck all. Just the absolute required minimums to make the operating system work. So, if any of you fancy a lightweight OS, don't fancy antics, don't fancy Puppy Linux, have a look at Mini OS. Very, very cool. Very cool indeed. Hey up, Vin, how you diddly doing? Good to catch you live for once. Oh, bless you. So yeah, Mini OS, give it a whirl if you're after an operating system for a really old piece of kit that's very, very lightweight and easy to run and easy to use. And again, is ideal for ex-Windows users because everything is a very Windows-esque sort of experience. Okay, so I've covered setting up and using the PC super fast and super secure. I've covered VirtualBoxing. In the last week I've been seeing that there's a new Messiah in town on Linux, and it's the final bastion that allows people to run Windows only applications on Linux. And indeed, distributions such as Linux and Ubuntu have this installed out of the box. Now, this application is not, I repeat, is not for newbie people over onto Linux, because to install it and set it up is quite a complex affair. And I'm not saying that I'm a Linux guru and you're all do not possess those skills. What I'm saying is your average everyday Windows user, if they can get Mint installed and up and running, then we can all find cause to rejoice. That's a massive win. I think that asking them to use WinBoat is a step too far. What is WinBoat? WinBoat is a one-shot Windows operating system running inside of your Linux. It differs completely to VirtualBox. WinBoat is not VirtualBox, and the reason it's difficult to install is it's powered and driven by Docker. So not only have you got to install Docker, You've got to configure Docker, configure the ports that it's allowed to run on, etc. However, if you can do that, then you'll have a super fast, super slick Windows operating system that's available, wait for it, via your web browser. So just open your web browser and bang, you're straight into your Windows 11 desktop. You can then, of course, log in. No problem. You can indeed full screen it. And the idea is that if any users have Windows only software, they can use this application to download and install their Windows only software and run it from within inside their Linux. I'm not sure I or anybody else would do that, to be honest, but look, you do also at install with this get the chance to share your, as you can see, it is kind of a virtual machine, but it's not. In actual, it's a KVM machine that resides within Docker. You do get the option to share your home Linux directory, which is incredibly dangerous, I have to say, because somebody could hack in your Windows 11 virtual machine and get access to your Linux machine. So I've only done this for the purposes of demonstrating it. Now I've downloaded Firefox to my Linux directory, and I just want to see if it runs and installs beautifully on the Docker system. Now I've no reason to think that it won't. And before I go through all the amazing features that will get everybody excited, there's also quite a few reasons not to be excited with this app. So that all seems to have went well, and we'll let it load up, and yeah, indeed. Okay, so now Microsoft wants me to choose what programs I want to use, and of course it's carte blanche Edge. I mean, we could change that, but I'm going to leave it. I just wanted to see if it would load up. So let's open up google.com and just see if it works. Yeah, that seems to work. Finish making Firefox your default. Show me. Show me AI. Windows 10 reached end of support. For more information, see this article. Well, we're not on Windows 10, big boy. We're on, I'm hoping, we're on the latest Windows 11. You see, it's Windows for Docker. Let's just have a look. Let's go to About. And no dedicated VRAM. Let's just see. Right, okay. So you'll notice that this is Windows 24H2, not 25H2. And that's why I showed you Windows 11 working and running in the VirtualBox. When you install WinBoat, it gives you the option to install Windows 10 or Windows 11. However, it downloads and installs it itself. You don't have to download the ISO, you don't have to register it or anything else. Now, I think that this version of Windows 11, even though it's older, is a completely locked down system, because the only updates I get for it, as you can see, I've got exactly the same settings selected as the VirtualBox, but the only updates that I get for it are virus definitions or tiny security updates. So I think this version of Windows 11 is locked down on 24H2. There you go. Windows Defender antivirus definitions you'll get on a regular basis. You won't get any .NET, you won't get any system updates. So therefore, you will have a reliable and stable Windows platform, because I think that this application has already put a lot of, I'm trying to think of the term actually, group policies which stops this version of Windows from updating. And we can full screen again. That's because I moved the bloody pointer. Hang on, let me do that. Get rid of that. Sure, it's Alt and F11. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so our Firefox installed. Bloody bloody blah. Everything is great. So if you wanted to run something like the Adobe Creative Suite and it won't run on Linux, then this could be a possible solution for you. But I'm guessing the majority of people wouldn't run a hosted operating system just to allow them to run Linux. And I could be wrong. Hey up CFW, how are you doing? Lovely to see you. Okay, so what is there to be excited about? Well, you get a lockdown version of Windows 10 or 11 that you have to do nothing for to get it installed and up and running. It's literally a case of choosing which operating system you want, and away you go. That operating system is also very locked down. You won't need a product key. You don't need to spend any money on the product at all. It's completely free. This piece of software, WinBoat, is in beta and it is relatively new. So do expect further new features down the road which at the minute aren't implemented. So with this system, if you want to go multi-monitor support, although it does say in the configuration there's multi-monitor support, it doesn't work. If you're a gamer hoping to run some anti-cheat software game on here, i.e. Fortnite, that just does not run on Linux, and then install OBS, you can't, because this will not use your GPU's hardware extraction layers. So whilst it might be great for running Adobe Photoshop or some older legacy piece of software, if you're a gamer, this is just not going to cut it for you, because you can't, as you've already seen in the about, where it says GPU, it says none, because you don't have any access to GPU acceleration with this product. So whilst, as you can see, no dedicated VRAM from the graphics card, no GPU installed, so we cannot access the nVidia RTX via this software. So forget gaming. All this app is for is to allow people who absolutely have to run Linux but also require a Windows environment to run Windows only software. And as I say, the first thing that comes to mind is the Adobe Creative Suite. So if somebody's using Photoshop, you know, they've been using it for 10 years, they're never ever going to switch to GIMP, not going to happen. So this is one possible solution for them. But with the multi-monitor issues at the moment, with the fact that there's no direct GPU support, with the other fact that it's a one-shot system. So once you've chosen either your Windows 10 or Windows 11, that's it, you're done. It's not like VirtualBox where you can install as many operating systems as you like and run them. With this, you can't. You get a choice of one, which is 10 or 11, you're done. Install your software and away you go. So there you go. Everybody's saying that WinBoat is, the next best thing since sliced bread to happen to Linux. Yes, it is good, but A, it's incredibly complex to install and set up. B, it's a one-shot system. C, there are issues with multi-monitor support. And D, there's no GPU pass-through or hardware abstraction layer access, so you can't run games inside of it like you would with an accelerated KVM machine. So in effect, this is Microsoft Windows running from within inside Docker and accessed via your web browser. Doesn't matter which web browser you choose. So there you go. So we've covered securely setting up and using your Mint on a daily basis. We've covered what I've been doing on VirtualBox, and we've covered the amazing new app called WinBoat, which may or may not be for a lot of people. What else have I been doing? Well, I've also reinitiated some play on Mirko Abley on the World of Warships side, just so that I can see what's going to come down the line on World of Warships. I'm absolutely loving Warframe to bits. I do have other games installed, obviously, but those games really are for playing off camera. Now, the other problem that I was having, I watched Jeff stream this morning, and I decided, because I've already got I haven't got it, XCOM installed. I had a bit of an issue trying to get the Open XCOM app working, and basically what you have to do is copy all the files from your Steam XCOM directory, which on my computer is on a completely different drive. You need to copy them into, I think it's .local, .share, and OpenXCOM. So you need to copy them into here. You then need to rename the folder that you've copied your directory from to UFO. And once you do that, you'll find that OpenXCOM, that runs absolutely beautiful. But I was getting a little bit frustrated this morning because I was just getting error messages all over the place saying it can't run. And the beauty of it is it doesn't really matter, because it's an app image. It doesn't really matter where you put this app image file. If you've set it up correctly, then it should run just fine. It should run. Famous last words. So there you go, everybody. Have we got any questions? WinBoat, as I say, is excellent. Really, really good. Anybody got any questions? Any shocks? Any surprises? Any horrors? Anything that you want to know that I may have glossed over a bit quick? Okay, well, you can always post any questions that you might have underneath this live stream once it's made into a video. You can also chat to me when I'm live streaming, which is most days. Thank you very much for your support. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. Have a wonderful evening, a brilliant weekend. Enjoy your gaming, enjoy your Linux, your Windows, your Mac, whatever floats your boat. And I'll see you all in the next live stream. Much, much love, everybody. Oh, hang on. When you something on Fedora, I'll never do Fedora. Mint for life, me. I'll leave Fedora and Bazite and Nabara. I'll leave that to all the chumps. Hey up, RMS. Okay, so there you go, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Much love, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you for your support. And if you do any of the things that I've showed you in this live stream, please let me know how you get on. Much love. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, everybody.